Should be now. Hi there, I'm Caitlin Bandy. This is Bandy's Books, and I have Jamie with me.
Hello.
We are going to be setting up a book club focused on backlist reading. And what we mean when we talk about backlist books are books that are not new releases, but also not classics. So we want to focus on books that are within like 5 years from publication. So nothing that's considered new. Because I think all of us have those books that have been sitting on our shelves for a really long time, right? And so in an effort to kind of help clear some of those books off of our bookshelf, Jamie and I have each selected 2 books to start with. We're going to put up a poll. And if you're interested in reading along with us with one of these books, you just vote in the poll which book you are interested in reading. We'll read it for a month, and then in June, we'll do a discussion. So Jamie, do you want to talk about the books that you picked out?
Yeah, absolutely. I am so excited about this book club because I am desperately trying to find the space. We all get very sucked into the new releases, but there are definitely some gems that have been sitting on my bookshelf for a really long time. And the first one I'm going to talk about that is All Over Creation by Ruth Ozeki. This is an author that I have never read before, but she's been on my list for so long, and she's very experimental, does a lot of literary fiction, and I am just dying to dive into this author. This is, I've been told, a good starting point for Ruth Ozeki, and this is an eco-fiction literary story about a woman who ran away at age 15, and then I believe that she moves to a potato farm, and it has a lot to do with the environment and earth and our connection and humanity's connection to the earth. It's kind of hard to describe Ruth Ozeki books because there's just a lot going on all the time, but I am just dying to dig into this author, so she's very high on my list. And then my second pick is a book called Hotel World by Ali Smith. This is another very experimental author. I think she has a couple big works under her belt as well, and this one focuses on, it says, 5 voices inhabit Ali Smith's dreamlike, mesmerizing hotel world set in the luxurious anonymity of the global hotel. And I chose this because I'm very attracted to any books about hotels and traveling. And this is another author who I've never read any of their work before, but they're constantly on my radar because of their experimental writing. So those are my 2 picks to kick this off.
I am so excited about those picks because, like you, I have also never read Ruth Ozeki, which I feel like is crazy that both of us are on that.
I know. It's like a criminal, honestly.
Right. And it's been I don't have a specific book that I had intended to start with her, but she's been on my TBR for such a long time. So I'm super excited about an Ozeki book popping up. And then your second selection is honestly a book I'm not familiar with, an author I'm not familiar with. So for me, it's always great getting introduced to somebody new.
Yeah.
So for my 2 picks, I picked My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Ottessa Moshfegh. So Ottessa Moshfegh tends to write kind of subversive writing, literary fiction, kind of grotesque sometimes, uncomfortable. I have her other book, Lapvona, on my shelf as well. And I've been meaning to get into her writing for quite a while. And it's just one of those things where she just keeps getting pushed back and pushed back. So I thought this was a great time to maybe put this one out there. This is the shocking and strangely tender story of a young woman's efforts to duck the ills of the world with the help of one of the worst psychiatrists in the annals of literature. I've heard pretty mixed reviews about this. I feel like with Moshfegh, you either kind of love her or hate her. I think she's very controversial. But I tend to really like subversive writing, so I am hopeful for this. And then my second option is Free Food for Millionaires by Min-Jin Lee. And this is the author that wrote Pachinko. I read Pachinko and really, really enjoyed that. This is a National Book Award finalist, and it is about Casey Han, a strong-willed, queens-bred daughter of Korean immigrants who is addicted to a glamorous Manhattan lifestyle that she cannot afford. Fresh out of Princeton with an economics degree, no job, and a popular white boyfriend, Casey is determined to carve a space for herself in the glittering world that she craves, but at what cost? So I haven't heard as much about this book as I have about Pachinko, but I really like Lee's writing, and I think that this could be a really fun one as well. So those are my 2 picks there.
Yeah, I'm very interested in both of those. I have heard of Free Food for Millionaires, very much on my list. I haven't read Pachinko, although I keep meaning to. Family dramas are like not always my thing, but yeah, Pachinko is obviously a very, very prolific book. So yeah, I've been meaning to read her for a while. And then Atesha Mosfeg is kind of just popping up everywhere. Like a lot of books, people are making rounds reading her right now. So, and I've never read her either. So I'm very interested in how that's going to go.
Nice. So I think it seems like we've both picked out like two solid books for this month. So how this is going to work going forward is we're going to put up a poll for these 4 books. And if you're interested in reading along with us, then you just select which book you're interested in the poll. And in a week, we will pick the winner of that poll. And we're going to be reading that till the end of June. And then at the end of June, like closer to that date, we'll look at our schedules and figure out a date for a live discussion about the book. And if you've read it, you join in with us, you can comment, talk about it, scream about it, let us know all of the things. And we are hoping to do this like on a bi-monthly basis. So we're not going to try to do one every single month just because both of us have full-time jobs and things like that. And so we want to be realistic in what we can accommodate. So for now, we'll be working on a bi-monthly basis. So hopefully if you are interested in joining in with us, that works for you as well. Kind of keeps the pressure off because then you don't have to try to read through something every single month. You know, anything that you want to add to that?
Yeah, no, it's just the bi-monthly I think is a great starting point because it gives everybody space for their new releases and their library books, but then it's like we're intentionally making space for these books that we've been meaning to get to. So I think it's very much in the spirit of what we're trying to do here.
Exactly. And hopefully, like, if you're like we are and, you know, you have books that just kind of languish on your shelves, maybe this will help you get through some of those books too. I think we're going to try to focus in on like more like literary fiction and in that area. But, you know, that's still a pretty broad genre and covers a lot. So I think, you know, hopefully we'll have a lot of crossover with a lot of different people.
Yeah, for sure. I'm very excited. I'm like, let's start reading.
Right. Well, I will definitely get this poll up this evening. So that way, if you're interested in it, just look for the poll, vote in it, and then we can get started reading like next week. I'm really excited about that as well. It's funny how like doing something like this makes books that you've been putting off for such a long time be like all of a sudden like, oh, brand new and shiny.
Exactly.
So cool deal. So thank you to everybody that popped in and out as we were discussing. I saw a handful of people popping in and out. And if you catch this on replay, you know, please feel free to join in on the fun. And hopefully we will pick a really good book and have some really good discussions down the road. So I think that is all for now. Anything you want to add before we close out, Jamie?
That's it. I hope to see you guys all part of our little book club. I'm very excited.
Yeah. All right. So thank you everyone for joining and look for that poll if you're interested. And otherwise, we will see you very soon. Thanks. Bye.